Good morning. I'm so excited today to do a whole canvas full of beautiful flowers. I'm going to start with this great black canvas that we got at a local craft store. And it is an 11 by 14. And then I'm going to use our multi-surface paint. So what's wonderful about multi-surface paint, and we have sets of that on onestroke.com on my site. All right, is that you can do glass, metal, wood, canvas, ceramic, all kinds of mirrors, all kinds of painting. And so one paint will do it all. Now I put out floating medium, and floating medium is what I use instead of water. And it keeps our beautiful blending that most of you like. And it's all about flowers with me. I do animals and landscapes and other things, but my most popular and most well-known is my flowers. And so I'm going to even put some roses in here so don't go away, and some fun ways to make that happen. So first of all, I want to get my canvas ready for you. And it's a really matte finish on this canvas. I pulled out my brushes, and all my brushes are Super Deals on my website also. Not to be a super commercial, but people most ask me about floating medium and about my brushes. So all these brushes with a green handle, there's 10 of them in my sets, and the 10 of them are less than $20. So you can, it's the ones that you start with. It makes a big difference in your painting. And that's called 1059. And then I have my signature brushes, which are, these are good, or these are best. I have some good, which are crafty more, best, and these are good, better. These are better. These are best. Okay. So let's get going here. Now, what I want to do first is I want to put some background. So I'm going to dampen my brush and just lay it down like this to get the moisture out of the brush. All right. So I want to use these colors for underneath so that the flowers pop. So I have aqua, which we all kind of like that pretty aqua color. Oh, guess what I forgot? We need some white. So I've got titanium white in a big bottle. All right, and my bottle's almost done. Okay, so titanium white. Okay, and we have titanium in 2 ounce too. And we've got a lot of paints in the 8 ounce, like I was just showing you, the multi-surface 8 ounce. And all that's on the website. So just go check it out. All right. This is my go-to paint. It's Folk Art Multi-Surface. All right. So now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the black showing still. But down here at the bottom where the flowers are going to start. Oh, there's another color. I'm going to add some citrus green, bright green. So when you see these colors, we put 2 colors together and make it blend, shade, and highlight. And each time we're stroking. Now, what I want to do first is I'm going to get a little bit of floating medium and get some sap green. All right, this is actually thicket. All right. So thicket and sap green are my greens that I use a lot for dark. And we use a dark with a light to get you all the beautiful shading that we do. And it makes you look like a true artist, like you know everything that you're doing. All right, so I'm going to come in here. That's standing out a lot more because of my light, but this is actually going to be muted in the background. Okay, so then from there, I'm going to come in here, look at this with a little bit of classic green. Let's see how some of that light comes in there. I just want this dark underneath. We're okay because we had the black underneath from the canvas. Now, if you don't have a black canvas, you take licorice color and you paint a regular canvas licorice, okay? But I use a lot of black art paper too, all right? So then this is what I want to show you. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pick up the classic and I'm going to then side load the citrus. All right, so I can come in here and do 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, and pull us down. Pull us down. Push, slide, and all of these strokes and how to do strokes are on the practice strokes videos on. Those are all on Fridays. So go check them out. I have a whole section of practice strokes for you guys to learn different strokes that you want to learn that I'm showing here. Okay. So this is relax and paint. So I'm just sharing with you strokes that you go practice over on practice strokes. All right. Now, the other thing that you can do is pick up these colors, same colors, and kind of pull some comma strokes. So this is what we're doing on the chisel edge, this edge of the brush. We're going to push and pull, and we can have some up here, and we can also add these later. All right. So what that's going to do is give you lots of green in the background, which is the background underneath your pretty blossoms. Okay. So those, if you just put green in there, it looks like leaves. They don't have to be perfect. Then I can come in here and do some sap. Nope, thicket. All right, kind of like these are the stems. All right, so you see that? I can even bring some light green in here so they stand out. This is a citrus green, so it stands out a little bit better. All right, those are kind of like the stems. But look what I want to come in here. I'm not going to clean the brush, but I am going to pick up aqua and white. Okay, so look, oops. This is a 3/4 inch brush. I forgot to tell you. This is my larger brush. And I like to have underneath strokes with this. And then I use 16s and 12 flats to do other size leaves. But this aqua and white is going to give you some really pretty looks. All right. All right, so we can put a couple in here. Like I said, I can come and add some more of these later. All right, let's go like this. Wiggle. And then back down. See, I need medium. And I work that medium in. I'm going to show you in a minute a better way of getting the medium. So I'm feeling all that dryness. So I'm going to dip, even though I have a lot of paint, it can be dry. Dip into the medium, work it in. And then when you come here and stroke, it goes really smooth. All right, and you pull this down. All right, so look at this. This is the white on the outside edge and pull this down. And then I can put dark on the outside edge. There we go. Pull this down. All right, so that gives you a base to get started. All right, now there's a couple of flowers that I want to do. Well, let's get some Juneberry, which is a really pretty color. I use a lot of magenta and Juneberry and purples. So here's Juneberry, and it's kind of between pink and purple. All right, Juneberry. All right, so I'm going to take this 8 round. The round brush is not in the value pack. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to come in here and push and pull. I'm going to grab more. See, push and pull, push, pull. So, oops, I laid my hand right in that. I'm going to wash this a little bit right now before it gets dry. Might have to splatter the background since I got those spots on there. All right, but that was right on my fingers from holding this plate. All right, so We're going to pick up each time. Push and lift. Okay. Pick up, push and lift. Almost every stroke. Now I turn this over just to show you if you put the white down. Okay. You can get some other colors that show. Yeah, I'm going to push these little short ones on top. Get more white. There we go. A little bit more white. There. This one needs a little bit more Juneberry. All right. So we're going to put this color in 3 places. So I'm going to wipe this off and get white and Juneberry. And let's come on here and let's make a little bud. All right, and we can come over here even closer to where we messed up here. Pick up color. All right, 1, 2, 3 is a triangle, but I still want that color in 3 different places. All right. All right, so let's go in between the white and the Juneberry. I'm going to go back and forth to load that. Juneberry and white. All right. And then let's come right over here. And what we can do is, let's go wiggle up and back down, wiggle up and back down, wiggle up and back down. Okay, so what you're going to do, if it looks streaked, let me come a little bit closer. If it looks kind of streaky, that means we want the streaks to show here, but when we're over here, we're going to work it into the brush. And then when we lay it here, it's okay if it picks up a little bit of that green in the back. But see the difference? Okay, so you just go back over. And then I'm actually, you can use a 12. And see how often I come and pick up paint, guys? Quite often. All right. So I always like to do a little bud or two for a side view of the flower. And other flowers are going to overlap this some, as you could tell. But I just want to address each flower as I go, even though green or other flowers will cover it. All right, so we got 1, 2, and over here needs to be the triangle of that color. They can be different flowers, but a triangle of, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it like a tulip. So let's come up here and back down. Pick up paint, up, and back down. Pick up paint. This is another stroke that you can learn right on my practice strokes. So be sure to go over there and learn the stroke. And then you can come, you notice I'm picking up the canvas. People always ask, can we turn it around? So you can go pick it up. See, it picked up the aqua a little bit. So you say, I want to do tulips, or I want to practice this stroke. Then all you do, every time I move away, I'm picking up more paint. All you do is go to practice strokes and find out the stroke. You can just look for tulips, actually. Let's see, we're coming up and then back down. Up. I got to get more paint. And I slide up and back down. Okay, guys, this will be something that you really like. I usually don't just do 2, all right? I did a large and a small, so that is not like I just did 2, 2, 2. So, and that's just not one because I did the two little ones. So here's two. And then let's go right here and do a double stroke and I come down. So it's like a bud. All right. So what I do at this point, guys, is that I'm going to come in here, get sap. I'm going to stick it. I keep saying sap and citrus. And I'm going to grab these because you won't be able to do this easily after all the blossoms are on. And I just pull it back. 1, 2. Let me go close so you can see. Chisel, 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 and pull. Same thing here. I'm going to pick up more citrus. Grab that bud and pull it back. Now, same thing over here, just to connect these little buds. And you can do over here, even though we might not have another flower over here. Now, I do have a problem with those spots here because I can't just coat this with black paint because it's going to be flat here. So I might do some little white little sprays. And I can also come here knowing I'm going to put a couple of little sprays of something up here. All right. Okay. That is kind of fun. All right, now what we're going to do is I am going to put a yellow, kind of like a sunflower design in here. And one of the things I do is I use my small scruffy, and this is a 1/4 scruffy. We can use a 1/2 inch scruffy, or we have the big full 3/4 scruffy. Here's a 1/2 inch, okay? So there's 3 sizes. You get 2 of these sizes in your value pack. All right. So I'm going to use a small scruffy, which we use for a lot of centers too. And let's get some burnt umber. All right. So we are going to put some burnt umber in here for the center. And I can use some of the other colors I've got here. So let's say I've got burnt umber instead of yellow ochre, which I might do. See right in here is where I'm going to put it. All right. But what if we use Juneberry in there? That kind of brings all that color in there. I'm going to lay that to the side. And now I'm going to do petals. And so I'm going to take the 2 colors I want to do the petals with. I keep touching my canvas. Let's leave it over here. All right, let's pick up the white. No, it's early, guys. Let's pick up the daffodil yellow and the yellow ochre. All right. So then this is what I want to do. I want to have some short strokes right in here, and I'm on the chisel. So push left. Now those I did with a round brush. These I'm doing with the chisel, the end of the flat brush. And this flat brush is a 10 flat. 10 flat. All right, so I did shorter and I'm going longer. Short, long. Okay, see how often I go in there? Now, what I usually do when I'm doing sunflowers is I touch the center and pull out. So you get that color all the way in. So we might do that first. So let's go in here and pull out some of these colors. See how nice that's looking? It's pulling out the Juneberry. And then I go back later and I repounce that. So it's okay. So we're not going to mess it up, okay? And then I like to leave all that paint in my brush. And I'm going to come one here, one there. See how the pink's going in there? Now let's grab some white. Look, just little bits of white. All right, the 2 colors, and then every once in a while we can pull white. All right, so this will make it look like it's tilted just a little bit. Two strokes. And get some white here and there. All right, so it picks up aqua too. Do you notice that? All right. Now I can bring some Juneberry in here. And I'm gonna pull it to the side, pull it to the side, pull it to the side. And look, we'll make some of these petals come up this way. Isn't that kind of fun? Now, all I have to do, so I have it kind of tilted like this edge is coming towards me a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the burr number, tap, height, see it's tight. Let's do dark in here. And you can still see the Juneberry. But I can put a teeny bit of white. See, isn't that kind of nice? Okay. Now, while I have this scruffy, just to show you, I'm going to rub off the scruffy. You see, I just rub it off. And I keep touching my canvas. I want to make sure I wipe it off right when I touch it, because over there I didn't. All right. So in here, some of these other flowers, I can put yellow ochre right here. I need to slow down. Yellow ochre right here. And what I like to do, you can double load this as you go, because one stroke painting is multi-loading your brush. Okay, so I can put some yellow in here, daffodil yellow. All right, and then I might even bring some white as a highlight. Put a little bit more white. Oops, that did not work. I got the Juneberry when I did that. Okay. So there we go. Now what I want to do, I just threw that brush in the water, guys. All right, so I'm going to use a 12 flat. Let's put that 10 in the water. Now I'm going to use the 12, and what I'm going to do is let's put some magenta in here. So I can, some little dry paint there. I'm going to put some Juneberry. That's it's getting funny, really. That is magenta and some Juneberry. And then I'll stroke next to the white. All right. So it is kind of nice to put some other deeper colors in here. So let's put right in here. I'm going to make it center to this flower, kind of like a rose center. I'm going to come all the way around. I'm going to pick up Juneberry and magenta. Pick up a little bit of white, but I'm going to blend it in. We just need that dark color in there. And then for this dark color, let's come in here with Juneberry in here. Okay, so in the slip slap, let's just put all Juneberry in this, like a mini hydrangea. Okay, and then I'm going to put some magenta in with it too. I had magenta on the brush, but I want more magenta. All right, so I'm going to wipe some of that off and then start picking up white. And then slip slap the corner. So look, we take and sweep the corner back and forth. All right, all of these are shown on practice stroke videos. And so it's a tutorial of all the different things I want you to learn. How to use medium, how to load your brush. Lots of good detail there for you. All right. So that's like a mini hydrangea. And so I've got 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm going to bring some violet pansy in, some purple cones in. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's put a Juneberry and magenta right in here with some violet pansy. So it still has that rich color. It has a rich color here. I can put a little bit of violet pansy and Juneberry back in here to pull that color in there. That kind of nice. Just a little bit of the purple. All right, so then let's take and put more magenta just on the corner. And guess what color looks good in here? Try some neon colors. Do a lot of neon work, so that looks nice in there too. And it makes these kind of pop. All right, and so now I'm going to bring a little bit of white. Slip, slap, just the corner. We're sweeping it. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've got those 3. See that triangle and that triangle. And the other thing you can do if you want to is I can take just the corner of my brush and I can come right in here and pull up violet pansy. Okay, a little bit here, a little bit over here. Just give it a little bit more color. Okay, before I go any further, I can do it later, but before I put on my pretty roses, I am going to show you that we can put on the clean brush. I'm going to put a little neon in here. Okay, so here's 3 colors. There's a neon orange, neon violet, purple. Neon is called purple. And a neon, this is a bright pink, which is neon, but it's just called bright pink. Now I want you to understand, so listen, these are great for painting more like acrylic painting. The thing is if you want to use any of this on glass or outdoor, indoor, you would get the multi-surface neons. So when you order them from our site, or you can call our offices, make sure that I like to have the neon that's for any surface. But these are good. These are black light ones. They just make, they've got blue, green, all kinds of beautiful colors make it pop. Great for the holiday, for Halloween, for just vivid colors, okay? So one thing that you can do is, see the bright orange? I can take and just add some of this in here, and it's going to give you the prettiest color when this dries, and it will just blend in with the yellows on here. But if you put it on a pumpkin or something for Halloween, some of those, it makes it really nice too because of the black light effect. But this gives it a vivid brightness, and I've done some blue before in a bird, and we could not match it. The paint didn't show up to the convention. We had every paint company trying to get me colors that so my class would go through well, and nothing gave us the vivid blue that I had in my bird. And I learned a lesson from that. I couldn't mix it, couldn't do it, but I realized later I used some neon. And so it was really nice. Now, the other thing I can do with this is I can just come on here and touch some spots. And I think this is kind of, you might see it in the photograph, but when I'm here doing it on air, you don't really see it the same. Okay. It's like, oh, okay, so that's some orange in there. You know what I mean? You don't see the vividness of it. So look at this closer. Let's see right there. I don't know if you can see, but it really makes it awesome. All right, so now what I want to show you is, let's go in here to the pink areas, okay? All right, so we're going to pick up pink, and I'm going to come right in here. This is the bright pink, and I really want some of it in my magenta. So I will do all this at the end when everything's dry, but I want y'all to see me do it now before I forget to show y'all. Okay, so I can put some pink in here, and that will make those look different than these other three that we did with Juneberry. This pink will just add a really good highlight. All right, so now let's put that aside, and I'm going to grab purple. Now, just remember, you can come back and do this on any of the flowers. I want you to see that in here, I'm going to use it out of the lid. I put it on my palette usually, but come on. There we go. Just dab it on there. I can also put a little bit here, but put some purple in here. So 1, 2, 3, a little bit, just a little bit in here. All right, now I made a mess on the handle of that brush, so I'm going to go clean it off. Bad example. You really should put it on your plate so you don't put it all, mix all that color into your, contaminate your paint. Okay, clean that brush all out. Now I'm going to go back and use my 16, and I'm going to do a few roses. Okay, now I've got all this in here. Now I'm just going to change the color and pick up, you can also use Prussian blue, some deep blues to get some deep color in here, but I'm going to pick up some white, titanium white or wicker white, and magenta. And I'm going to totally load this brush. After you load it the first time, I want it 2/3. This is what people usually don't do. Go look at my loading on Practice Strokes. It shows you how to get that paint all the way in there. And there's a ton of paint, see that? So from then on, I can dip, flatten, stroke. All right, so this is what I want to do. I want to come in here with some pretty roses. All right, so I'm going to come right here and just make it, see, I said it was going to go over some of the flowers because it would be underneath. I went and got more white. Oops, wrong. Let me show you what I'm doing. I keep dipping and coming right here and flattening it. Go check out how to use my double loader if you're having problems with loading your brush. The double loader is made just for you until you feel comfortable. And then some people love using them no matter what, the double loader. Okay. There's 3 parts to the double loader. So go check it out. All right, now see I'm doing these small little petals, and my eyes are looking at the white as I'm designing this, okay? So I can keep going in here like this, and then put a scruffy metal like you saw me do on the others. So this would be like an open rose. And keep trying to come over here and make a nice stroke of blending the white in. Okay, and so in here, we'll put the center. All right, so then I'm going to pick up my white again. So then I'm going to come in here. Okay, so I start there. Then I come in here. Wherever the bud is inside the flower, the rose, wherever the center is. I gotta blend this brush in. There we go. Wherever the center's pointed is which way the flower is going to be pointed. See, it's going up. I grabbed a little bit of Juneberry now. Okay, that brush is too muddy. Okay, now come right up here, push and lift. And I'm going to come right in here and do another row. Okay, let's come right in here on the chisel. See the chisel? Now, what you want to do is lean the white out. Lean it out and slide up. Touch in here, lean the white, stand up, lean the white, stand up. I can just chisel a few more of these in here. All right. Well, so now I'm just going to come right in here and do a little bud. Another one in here. So it's upside down. So I want you to think about this as a bouquet. And underneath you're holding it with all the stems. The stems are down here. But I just want you to see that we're just going to keep doing that over and over until we have, here's another cluster of those little tea roses. Little tea rose. Okay, and I'll put another one here. And don't even look at the other flower, just look at the flower you're doing and figure out what you want it to look like, okay? 1, 2, and we can do a third one up here. See how pretty they look with that aqua? All right. Now I do have some triangles here, but I could use a little bit of the soft pink over here. So I can come around this way and just do a circle. This is a different kind of rose where we're making little chisel edge, and get a light pink in here. All right. So now we could use some all the yellow for this. Yellow is going to be in all kinds of the flowers. All right. And I think we're getting a pretty look here. But one of the last things I want to do that I think is kind of fun is before I put the sitter, I want to take a scruffy and I'm going to fluff it out. And I'm going to touch just the edge of the scruffy. I'm going to roll it. And there's a hole in the middle. Can you see that? So I'm going to tap here to get it going. And then I'm going to show you that we can get little teeny baby's breath. Just get along the edge again. I don't want it to be heavy like that one. All right, so let's roll the edge. Okay. Now what I want, I've got a little bit of baby's breath there. A little bit of baby's breath over here. So it's a round cluster kind of. All right, so we're gonna roll this brush here. And oh, I gotta come out here, remember? And take it over the edge. Because that's where I put my finger. That'll look good. So bad. All right, so I'm going to roll the white again. So I have 2 ways to do it. I can do this. I'll show you a couple little other things that we can add to it. And then I can have it down here. Roll that brush again. All right. So I'm going to come out a little bit higher and let you see. It's just a multitude of yummy colors. And so I'm going to put some yellow with some pink, magenta, and yellow. It's a really yummy color to put in the middle of that flower. And in here, a little bit of white, pink, daffodil yellow, and white. These are some fun little, it can be a little ball fluff. I just bought a plant that looks like this. And it's kind of fluffy. And see how bright this makes everything. It's magenta, pink, touch of white. And I hold the pink in the same place. Okay. Just imagine you're making a pretty flower arrangement. And we've got yellow, daffodil yellow, touches of white. And not a dauber, because this makes it look fluffy. The dauber will make it look smooth like a berry. And if you want to know how to do all that, go look on practice strokes. I've seen you there all day, haven't I? Well, if you're new, I have a lot of you that come on here new and have never seen my painting before. Well, see, that kind of gives it a fun look. Well, when we do flower arrangements, we always go 3, 3, 3. So I got 1, 2, 3 major ones and some little ones splattered in there. But I can also take this kiss tool that I have. It looks like a candy kiss. So you see that? And I have fallen in love with this little tool. It's rubber. And as you go around, it will make a nice little fun detail along here. Now, I have always used a sharpened pencil, but it's nothing like this fun little rubber tool, and it's very inexpensive. It's just these little tools that we have, wipeout tools and kiss tools. These make your painting have lots of fun detail. Make sure that you check out our rake brush, feather brush. It makes all kinds of different technique also. Now look, I can come in here. See, that's white around there. See how that gave a detail? But so now let's go around this one with daffodil. So I can come here and do this daffodil yellow and see, I can do one dot and then multiple ones and then get another dip dot. And I've always done dip dots with the handle of my brush. But when I want it really little, you need something nice like this brush. All right. Good. Okay, so see how fun that looks? So I hope you enjoy. I'd love to see what you turn yours into. And also make sure you sign these. I can't wait to see on the Donna Dewberry's official one-stroke group. We want to see your painting. So we have a few thousand. We got 35,000 people over there who only do one stroke on there, and you learn a lot from, and they're very encouraging. You can ask them questions, and we got lots of certified instructors of one stroke there. And we all share with each other, and we're a loving group. So come check us out. And I hope you had a good morning with me. Thank you.